back to Friendsim, and we had a thing where, for a minute there, once she almost didn't, like, she was tied with, Nike, and, but then, somebody came in, I don't know if I'm pronouncing their name right, Isigia? Anyway, they came in, saved the day, and what happened?
I clicked on the thing that said purchase our shit. Fucking, because you can't click. Nothing makes it. Nothing makes it do.
Okay. I forget what I was saying.
You're talking about how your best buddy Asigia saved the day.
Yeah. They're the hero that we all needed to figure out who to play next.
So, to recap, last time we played this asshole. Now we're gonna play this one. She's in Slytherin.
What? No, that's Lank.
Don't use fancy French words.
Lank.
Yeah, the Lanquay clan from Mortal Kombat.
No, Lank is in.
Not Link. I get you.
No, stop talking. He's.
But I have to read.
Lank. What do you have to read?
That.
Oh, shut up. Lank is in Slytherin, not.
What?
I can't names right now. There's too many names I have to keep up with. Lunchy.
How is the other one in Slytherin? If this one's not.
Because he's obviously in Slytherin. You can just look at him and see that he is 100% pure grade Slytherin.
So I'm sorry, I'm getting characters mixed up, I guess, like, because when you said Lank, I was like, okay, I pictured in my head, okay, that's one of her gender-neutral ones, right? But you're calling it he now, so I'm like, what? No?
No, there's two non-binary ones, Sarava and Charan, and Lank is the trans male one.
Okay, whatever. Hey, now that you've gone and thought about the concept of purpose, you might as well make one up for yourself. You turn your walk toward a book hive. A handful of your friends hangs out in there, and there are a few rooms that are generally pretty danger-free, so why
not? What? Excuse you? Why are you... What?
It's a little difficult to make yourself walk past the spookier rooms, but you managed to... I mean, the brain room is terrible.
Is it?
In the Ministry of Magic, yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the Ministry of Magic in Harry Potter, there's a room full of weird brain monsters.
I don't remember this.
You never read the Harry Potter books.
Oh.
That would explain things, wouldn't it?
I also stopped watching the movies after a certain point because they weren't, oh, wow, child whimsy, carefree thing. And I don't remember how old I was, but I was like, the series is getting depressing. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Fuck your serious tone shift.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think I noticed the posters whenever we were in the book hive before. Because I didn't notice I don't remember this. But that's like, I think that's, can't remember their, something red glare.
That is abstract art of nothing.
No, it's red glare.
I mean, there is glare on my computer screen.
There's their legs. That's the red part's their outfit, except that's their belly. And there's their head.
Stop reading into the meaningless background scenery that has nothing to do with anything.
Well, no, because if this is like a place where teals go to hang out, then that would make sense, because that's a historical teal figure.
It's a little difficult to make yourself walk past the spookier rooms, but you managed to avoid the siren song of the brain... What? Was there a brain room mention that I forgot about?
Yes?
Oh.
I thought that's why you made that joke.
No, I did because it reminded me of the Ministry of Magic randomly. Where there's a weird room with brains that eat your brain.
What?
There are brains that eat your brain.
That is disturbing.
Isn't it?
That is extremely disturbing.
Yeah. I think that's also the room that has the weird curtain that if you fall behind it, you're just gone from existence. So don't fall behind it.
Ugh.
Don't be like, spoiler character, here.
What?
Nothing. Anyway.
Okay.
It was a stupid joke. I gave up on it midway through. Your destination tonight is the room you usually watch your teal friends do homework in. It's understandable after your office experience with Tirona why this is their normal meeting ground.
Neutral.
Whatever. Unfortunately, a casual stroll through the stacks uncovers no friends at all. Darn.
This is a family friendly thing. Blah.
You consider trying out a higher stakes locale. Wait! You see a shoe peeking out from one of the bigger hexagonal book hole thing shelves. It really doesn't maximize space to have shelves shaped like that. Whatever! If you get caught up in trying to make paltry shit like troll bookshelves make sense, you'll drive yourself to madness before you can figure out how this shoe belongs to someone you know. The word was if, not how.
It is if.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. Okay.
Yes. Keep up with me here. Fool.
That was in fact what you were saying.
You walk toward it, and the shoe is revealed to be on the strut pod of a troll whose head is just barely peeking out over a book, and, nope, a jade, but not one of your friends. Whoever it is curls up smaller in the hexagon, burying her face deeper into scribble journal of a cullable wiggler. Hate that book series. Never read it. Have no interest in reading it. It's not marketed towards me, you know?
I mean,
it's literally a thing for kids.
Was it marketed towards you at the time it came out?
No, I was out of high school. I was a young adult.
Were you?
I could swear I was.
I could swear it was like.
Now I'm an old adult.
I could swear that it's like the book series was out. We were.
I don't know. Like, I didn't see the book series at all until the movie commercials.
Oh yeah,
and the movie commercials just annoyed me.
I saw the book series like way before the movie came out.
Yeah.
Like I didn't read any of it, but
like the commercials just activated that weird petty thing I get towards movies in general, where I'm like, I don't want to see you, movie. You shouldn't exist. I don't know what this is. It's just a weird thing where I can't stand movies unless it's one I like, in which case I love it. If it's not a movie I think I'm gonna like, I don't want to see it at all. Not even. I don't want to hear it about its existence. It's my quirk. It's not a vocal thing, but it's a quirk all the same. My vocal quirk is just to change the way I speak constantly. It's not the most inviting posture, to be sure.
Wait, so you're like Kariko then?
Keep your Gokus to yourself. I don't know who your carrot cake is, but hush.
Carrot cake.
The polite thing to do.
Adorable. Okay, sorry.
The polite thing to do would be to keep moving, probably. But you feel a little off about that. You gently nudge your foot into hers when it still peeks out of the shelf and ask if she's okay. It'll clear your conscience if nothing else. The book lowers.
Oh, right. Bleh. I'm great!
You need to muffle your voice because she's behind a book.
I'm great!
Not that much. No one will hear you.
I'm great! I don't know. Just going on a journey of the imagination through some classic literature. I think I already gave somebody this voice, but I don't care. I will find voices for them later. Nothing to see here.
Ah, man, it's another kid. You know, young trolls have to handle themselves as much as older ones, but as well acquainted as you are with the facade of pretending you're exactly where you're supposed to be, you get the feeling she's not exactly telling the truth.
You know, it's funny, whenever I read that the first time, I thought that main character was saying, oh yeah, you're well equipped with the facade of pretending where you're not, pretending you are where you're not supposed. The thing he just said. So he's saying that because he is well acquainted with that, he knows that she's bluffing or something.
Yeah.
No, because he's actually saying, but as well as, even though he is
You get the feeling she's not exactly telling the truth.
Yeah, but it's not because he's well acquainted with pretending. It's because he's like, well, even though young trolls have to handle themselves just as much as adult trolls, he has a bad feeling. That's what he's saying.
The fuck are we arguing about?
I don't know.
You're not making any sense here.
Continue the thing.
You pushed my hair into my eyes. I can't see. I can see even worse now. You knocked my glasses off. I am eating my glasses now. Thank you. So you're equipped to help. Wait, what? Okay. Plus, it's not like you haven't been befriended a few tween sweep equivalents here on Alternity already. You successfully didn't get murdered by Amnesia, and you did a passable job befriending Torona and Carico. Though, sometimes you wake up shaking, the remnants of dreams where you failed them on loop in your brain You shake that horror from your mind and try to look as non-threatening as possible. Not that it's particularly hard for you, as you speak.
Ask her if Bronya's around, or ask her if she's seen the brain room.
Brain room. You still get the feeling she might need some help, so you ease into it. Maybe she'll open up a bit as you talk. You tell her this book hive has a huge gallery full of brains and jars if she wants to go check it out.
Do I?
Of course you say oWo.
Oh? What's a brain? I want to see.
She unfolds herself from her hiding spot, brushing invisible dust off her skirt as she stands up. She rocks back on her... Sorry, I was scratching my eyeball. She rocks back on her heels and cocks her head, her locks bouncing against her shoulders.
I'm Wenchi.
No, you're not.
What? Also, I know who you are, if you were wondering.
It's funny because, I'm pretty sure one of my friends made this post about, hey, what if there was a troll that had an oWo quirk?
Huh.
And I'm pretty sure somebody made a fan troll based off of that, and it was silly. But she's literally a canon troll that just is oWo? oWo?
I wouldn't go wandering off with just anyone, quest for brains or not. I may be only 5.5 sweeps, but I'm not stupid. Ooh.
As you are a 5-year-old, I disagree. You are very stupid.
She is 5.5 sweeps, not 5 years old.
As you are only 5 months old, you are very stupid.
No, you know what? I'm gonna, where's my phone?
She seems less afraid, but she's still got a nervous edge to her voice that you did not embody at all. So you try to be a force of calm, a real motherfucking Glade plug-in of Zen, stinking up the place with your chill vibes.
Hold on a sec. How many sweeps is she?
5.5.
Sweeps 2 years. It says 5.5?
Yes.
So I would take that as 5.5, right?
Yeah.
So she is 11.90. So she's basically 12 years old.
So she's still very stupid. You walk together toward the atrium, making small talk on the way. You apologize if you made it seem like she didn't look like she belonged here. You're just not used to seeing young jades outside the caverns. She side-eyes you like she's weighing the implications of what you just said.
Okay, I see there's no use trying to fool you. I may have done a small jailbreak.
Oh? Do they not have enough books in the caverns or something? She brushes you off in favor of her own question.
Of course we have books. You didn't answer me before. What's a brain?
It's a think pan? Oh, right. You round the curve of the room and point in the window. Think pans.
Oh!
That just sounded funny. On her tiptoes, she peeks into the bottom of the window.
I've never seen one up close before.
She tries the door handle, but it's still as locked as it always was. She looks at you expectantly.
Well, can we go in or what?
A surly-eyed guard starts not so subtly watching you, drumming her fingers on the handle of her mace. Ah, Globes. You were trying so hard to be cool and approachable that you fucked up and forgot that this room was off limits. Taking a kid to break an inner is, well, it's pretty much par for the course, actually, but it's not what you meant to be doing. Nah, you saw it, looking only, and now you're gone. Great, time to move along. So what's up with this other troll that's kind of just fading on the right?
Well, it looks like their hair... First off, they have troll hair, like the, you know that, those weird little doll things with they're all colorful.
They have troll hair.
Second off, the, room behind them is just glowing, like if you back up a few paces.
Wait, I can see when I look closer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lame.
You're lame. Washu doesn't pick up on the danger behind her, even with your hurried...
Did you call her Washu?
Yes, I did. Hurried speech. You changed the subject to why she broke out of the caverns, if not from her books, and start walking, hoping she'll follow you. She doesn't.
Oh, I was trying to get to BeastCon.
It's a lovely place.
It's a convention for all kinds of cool stuff, but I want to go for the Soldier of Perby's meetup. My fanfiction is pretty popular, ooh. I have a lot of fans going, and I thought maybe I could make friends with some of them.
You know, back when I was a dumb 12-year-old and reading Warrior Cats, it was the greatest shit ever.
Yeah?
But as an adult, I'm like, God, this is pretentious, and you're all stupid-ass cats being stupid, wild animal cat people.
Yeah, I remember, whenever I was a kid, I couldn't seem to get into it.
Yeah, no.
I think it was just like... there was just something about how it was written. Like, it was very tribal.
Yeah.
There was just... Even the house cat, there was something weird about the way he talked. I don't remember.
Like, not at first, I don't think. Like, they had weird, silly cat terms for various things. But, just... I don't know. It was a cool book series when I was younger, but, like, I'm grown up now, I'm like, God, you guys act like cats. Like, you're not anthropomorphized enough for me.
I thought that was the whole point.
Like, I mean, I guess it was, but point is, as a kid, I saw it differently than it was. Because, again, kids are dumb, as a rule. Even smart kids like me.
But I don't know where anything is out here, so I got lost.
She takes a breath and a step, finally, but then stops and clasps her hands together.
Oh!
The guard starts walking. You eyeball the exits all the way down the curved staircase. You can make it, but you can't just leave her here to take the fall. Wanshi keeps talking, oblivious.
Anira is always complaining about how you're everyone's best friend and how you know so much. How do you know where the con is? Ooh? We could go together.
The guard knows. The guard gets closer. You gotta make a decision, and fast.
Take her! Or pretend to take her!
What?
You're either taking her to the con, or you're telling her you're going to take her to the con, but you're not really.
Well, of course I'll take her to this thing I've never heard of. Anything to get you out of here. Grabbing her hand, you say you know the way and make a run for the door. She whoops and scurries down the stairs behind you. A quick glance back at the guard, taking her hand off her mace, reassures you that you moved fast enough. Once around the corner from the book hive, you stop and catch your breath.
Why stop now? Lead the way, alien friend.
You okay?
Yeah, I was,
Oh.
you know, because you guys were just running.
Okay. Acting.
Yeah.
Ah, that's amazing.
Yes.
So smart. You wave her enthusiasm off. She's out of breath herself. She can hold her hoof beats for a minute while you locate your fucking bearings and think. My bearings are also fucking. You looked this con up earlier when Tagiri and Polypa invited you. They said it was fun, that the death toll was high enough to be interesting, low enough to be manageable, and that you'd be safe with them. Still, you'd chickened out. You guessed changing your mind and going could be okay. You're definitely anxious about bringing Wanshi along, But it seems like she's hell-bent on attending anyway, so maybe the best thing you can do is be a responsible chaperone. Plus, none of your friends make you feel better than protected than Polypa. Gorgle Map says it's not far. Well, you've dealt with plenty of dangerous clusterfucks before, so what's one more? You're a regular Giles Corey of bullshit scenarios. Pile those sumbitches on. I've never said sumbitches in my whole life. And that's such a southernism, too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Huh.
You bow as you gesture down the sidewalk that will lead you toward the outskirts of town. Wanshi curtsies and follows your direction. Wow, it's at my place. It seems like she doesn't need you to come up with things to talk about. She's like a chatty sunflower pulled toward the bright newness of everything she sees. And chock full of commentary about all of it.
Wow, I've read all about moonlight, duh, but seeing it make everything glow is totally different. Look at the dew on this prickle frond. If you get up close and look, you can see the reflection of your own eye and the moon's.
She's so precious.
You do as she does, and damn if that ain't a bunch of orbs reflecting back at you, floating on the curve of a purpley green meniscus.
Sorry, each time we meet another child type character, each one gets more and more precious. Because Amicia is like, I'm gonna say she's probably the least precious. She's precious in her own way, I guess. And then Torona is like, you're a little gremlin. And then Karako is just his perfect son, best boy, 10 out of 10. And then she's just so fucking pure and precious and adorable.
I'll take your word for all of it. Her curiosity isn't overwhelming or draining in the slightest. Bullshit. You tell her it's kind of nice, actually, to meet someone else who is experiencing this place for the first time.
Yeah. The caverns are fine, but there's so much to see out here, oWo. Everyone else sneaks out. I don't know why it took me so long to try.
Because you're a fucking nerd.
No, actually I do. Getting in trouble sucks and I hate it. But it worked out. Here we are, experiencing it all together.
Yeah, you can feel your anxiety lifting. Just a little. Just the part that's applicable to this particular situation. Still, that's a win.
I just realized, I think, actually, the reason why the Friendsims feel so different whenever we're not Let's Playing is because you don't have your random tonal shifts all over the place in how you narrate. It's all just, I narrate it just kind of straight-faced or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, I just read it as it is written.
Yeah, I mean, that is how I play video games when it's just me, but it's like having to read it out loud and not reading ahead to know what I'm reading ahead of time. It causes me to just shift and bounce randomly.
Yeah, but you also just,
And
you
occasionally I
act
just
goofy sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of times.
Yeah.
Like, most of the time. Like, almost every line you read, really.
I feel like you're exaggerating.
I said almost.
Anyways. Walking and talking in the night.
No, don't do that.
Makes time pass quickly. You ask her how she ended up in the book hive to begin with.
I snuck out when the Nero was supposed to be giving me some boring jade duty lesson. But with yelling. I don't have a palm husk, so I couldn't look up the con once I was away from my husk top. I just wandered till I gave up and found the book hive.
Why didn't you print out a map or something?
Because she's fucking dumb and doesn't have a printer.
She could draw a map.
That's a powerful nerd homing beacon she must have. Once she flexes.
You know it.
You smell what's around the corner before you see it. Having sidestepped your fair share of corpses in your travels, and had your hand in creating a few more, you know how to prepare yourself. Wanshi, on the other hand, you know the brooding caverns aren't some desperate diaper baby summer camp of innocence, but you're also not sure how much viscera she may or may not have seen. No matter your respective levels of gore viewing experience, you both stop short when it comes into view.
Yeah, I halfway wondered, because this is like the area where Chahat and Amnesia, there's like that troll that was like hanging from a tree or something.
Yeah.
And the whole thing with the kicking of the head and all that.
Yeah.
Halfway wondered if that wasn't what we're like stumbling on now.
That'd be funny.
How would that be funny?
It just would.
Anyway.
It would be a funny callback. A surprising thing that makes you go, ha ha. Good times. Good times I forgot about. Because I repressed the memories. You gonna say whoa or not?
I already yelled anyway, but then you...
I mean, you were over here
You
pestering me
just
for an
inter-
answer.
You just... what?
You were over here pestering me for an answer.
I already said anyway, as if to move on, but then you started rambling and then going off on this stupid tangent, and I'm just like, you know? I'm just gonna sit here and see how much bullshit he pulls out of his ass.
Not very much. I mean, I could reach in for some more if you want, but...
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
See, I was using that as a phrase, and you went and made it gross. And I thought about that 2 seconds after I said it, but anyway.
Whoa! Ow! Was that your will?
Whoa! I can't believe this! Whoa! 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 Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa! There we go. How many woes do you need? Did you fill up on your woe quota?
Not
On
exactly.
your co-woota?
No, actually, hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I need a Crash Band. I can't do the thing. The Crash Bandicoot.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
She takes a tentative step towards what's left of the troll and then retreats, hovering close to you. It feels like you should keep moving, like you should avert your eyes and carry on or whatever the fuck before the drones come by to clean up. But she's still staring. Her steps, when she finally takes them, are soft. She crouches down and leans in with reverent scrutiny.
It looks different. Not in a jar.
You wonder to yourself, as once she shakily takes it all in, if bloodthirstiness is a trait only certain trolls are born with, or if they have it grounded into them by necessity, by expectation, by entitlement, by fear. Next, because your brain is weird around itself, is wired around itself, you wonder the same about humans. Once she doesn't look away for a while, you go over and put your hand on her shoulder, and she stands up and walks away with you. There is no ceremony to it. No placing of leaves over the remains, no prayer.
I don't get it.
Yeah, me neither. She doesn't finish her sentence. She takes your hand and pulls back in the direction you were walking. She looks confused, like she's still trying to work out what she just saw. You guess you could have given her more time to process it, but you're not sure comprehending death is really a thing that you can just, figure out in the wilderness with an alien in one night. I mean, I figured it out once in one night.
What?
Yeah, when I was, 14, 15, it randomly dawned on me that I was going to die. And I had a panic attack, just about. But I was over it, just a few hours later. And then death was okay.
That's random.
It is random. It came out of nowhere.
I don't know if there was ever a time that I... The church that we went to as kids...
Yeah.
All we ever talked about is, when you die this, when you die that. And I was just kind of like, yeah, okay. Because they wouldn't shut up about it.
And I can barely even remember those times. After a few minutes of silence, you point out the call of some flat beasts, and she mimics it and smiles. Soon after, the pointy-top tents of the con rise over the horizon. Once she starts running, dragging you behind her.
Look at her face.
She's a fish!
She's fucking precious.
Oh, shit! Here we come!
She's vibrating out of her skin. You're basically doing the same, though it's less an excitement thing and more an emotional whiplash thing. Whatever, you can work with that. You attempt to dig into the new vibe as you walk up to the gates. There are vendors and artists and trolls all around.
So many trolls.
Do we know any of them?
Okay, so... That's Toby Fox.
Cool.
That's James Roach. That's somebody! I followed them on Twitter because I'm like... They were like, hey, my fan show is in the thing.
I'm like, oh, that's cool and random, and I don't remember why I followed them. I think they work on this game, but I don't know who they are. Let's see, is a hot dog juggling troll in this one, or is that in a different one?
There's a puppet guy, and somebody with swords. And somebody with no leg. On the right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's all the ones that I personally know.
Cool.
Like, not personally know, as in I know these people. I mean,
you know these people.
I know, I am aware of who these are. Not I don't.
Anyhow,
I don't speak to these people.
I am too cool.
That's not what I meant either.
Toby Fox is an asshole. His game is overrated as fuck. I mean, you can like a game and still consider it overrated, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure that was a human way of processing things.
Because whether or not something is overrated just depends on, like, how people react to it. And if we're talking about Undertale, then... Yeah, people way massively overhyped that thing.
Yeah. I love how Deltarune was just like, hey, this is a prologue chapter thing. I mean, it's sizable in length, but, you know, it's just a prologue. And everybody's trying to pick it apart and uncover the deepest, darkest secrets of the Undertale universe from it.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's like some unholy combination of Anime Con, Renaissance Fair, but with more people walking around sporting recently inflicted limps. Oh, that tent's got a face. It's a evil Shadow Man tent.
Huh, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah. In the attempt not to focus on that, you look around for your other friends and ask her what she's excited to see and do here before the meetup starts. Does she want snacks? It looks like there are snacks.
I could want some frazzled saccharine fluff candy in a bit.
But cotton candy is disgusting.
What?
Cotton candy is disgusting.
Excuse you?
Never had it, but it's disgusting.
Beg your motherfucking pardon?
You can't. I don't have one.
But yeah, there's a lot to do. Oh,
The oWo thing is just so silly and fun to say out loud. Like, it was just random whenever I was just reading it without voicing any of this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just fun to say. Just, oWo, oWo.
Yeah.
And it just kind of enhances her whole... Not only is her blood cast the furry blood cast, she is the furry one in the group of this furry blood cast.
anyway, there's a Kolar bear? There's a Kolar?
I think.
There's the Kolar bear riding, the cosplay competition,
Or maybe it's Choller Bear? 'Cause I don't know.
I don't know what the fuck a Kolar bear is.
It rhymes with polar bear.
Huh.
Koala bear?
Klondike bar.
Also disgusting. You cut her off. Doesn't she mean cosplay?
Cause,
Oh, it's cosplay.
Cosplay competition.
Cosplay.
I don't get it.
It's probably cosplay, but cosplay.
Oh, huh.
There are trolls you think might be in cosplay, or maybe that's just like how some trolls dress.
yeah, there's that too, if you don't want to get your claws too bloody.
Ah, jeez. There's the old nerves coming back. You really hope that bringing her here was okay. There are other young trolls roaming around, so you're probably good? You try to think of the body you saw as an omen. There are bodies all over the place here in Alternia. You pull out your palm husk and consider your friends. You could message Polyp or Tigiri to see where they're at. But your thumb gravitates towards Bronya's gripe profile. Right when you decide you're being dumb and
Don't
pocket
do the...
Fine. Right when you decide you're being dumb and pocket your phone, a lot happens
Why
at
are
once.
you singing?
Because you told me not to do the other thing. And this was my
Why
next
can't
impulse.
you just be normal for once?
Once she starts to pull you toward a dude in a utility kilt handing out flyers. A bowel-rending sound rends, well, your bowels, and then a massive armored bear with huge beefy biceps hurtles through the ground, hollering and grinding its teeth, tents, and contours alike into bent, splintered pulp. Ah, it's so credly. Wan Shi stares, frozen as the beast rampages towards you both. Oh, she about to die. You went all, ugh.
Oh no!
She whimpers and looks at you, comprehension and fear etched into her features. You did this. You brought her here. You let this happen to her. And she knows it. You picture 100 outcomes. 1,000,000. You want to work towards the end where you save everyone who hasn't already gotten squished, are elected grand human, and no one ever gets fucking trampled again. But there's no time for that one.
That's also my reasoning for main character to be like a seer.
Okay.
Just the whole picturing 100 outcomes thing, I don't know.
Instead, you pick up Wanshi, give her a quick hug, and throw her into the closest bush. With what's left of your adrenaline-filled noodle-arm strength, you reach for the handle of a katana from a vendor's rack and hope to fuck it's not only for display. You've never felt less prepared to take something on in your life. You've never felt more sure you had to. In the end, it's no choice at all. The beast charges you, teeth bared and rainbow bloody. You hold your position, pinky and ring finger tight near the bottom of the handle like Tagiri taught you. When it leaps at you, tackling you to the ground, you bury the blade in its chest. The koalar bear lays on top of you, the last of its life twitching out of it as it presses your life out of your lungs in return. Through your darkening vision, you and under the furry dead weight pinning you to the ground, you see her, from the edge of the woods. Wide eyes with watery understanding, while she picks herself up. Well, that was unexpected and neat.
I could swear there was the... Yeah, okay, that does. And like that. And just, she just saw a corpse, and now the person she met after she left the caverns just died. And,
Yeah.
it's so sad.
Yeah. It is sad. Doesn't it make you feel bad for existing?
I mean, it makes me want to go replay the thing so we can get the good route and thing.
Well, I'm gonna get the bad route first.
I mean, yeah, but...
Is Bronya here? Did she come here with someone? Bronya, maybe? You know, Jade's her age aren't really supposed to be out and about outside the caverns.
Oh, I see. You're a snitch.
And a bitch. And a witch. And this is a hitch. So I'm gonna ditch.
What are you... What?
I don't know.
I could almost believe that's from something. That's just
Nah.
random.
I like to play rhyming games in my head.
Ah, I see.
Want you out, ooh.
With that, she tucks her legs up against her and rolls out of the shelf with the agility only youth can manage and takes off between the stacks. You chase after her, but wherever her next hiding spot is must be even better. Eventually, you give up.
Youth roll! Bum, 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 bum.
Choo? Huh, that is that sound, isn't it? Choo? Neat.
And now we can go get the good end!
In which I will slay a bear and not scar a child. Yeah, it's been a while since we were hideously maimed for no reason. Come to think of it.
You know, yeah, because just this game doesn't like to kill the main character for some fucking reason.
Brain room. Booga 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 booga. Pretend to take her to the dipshit place. You've heard of the con she's talking about. You were thinking of going with Tagiri and Polypa anyway, but the list of activities seemed a little too dangerous, honestly. That would have been nice information to know before picking an arbitrary choice, but then again, this game just likes to dick with you. These past few months, you've been up to your ass in close calls, and you'd quite frankly like to cut back on them, including, you know, in the one your ass is currently embroiled in. You make some non-committal noises as you work out how to tell her.
Yeah, I feel like, like this game is kind of meant to be played where you play all the routes anyway, so like...
Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice to know information the main character apparently knows, but, like that is an important thing, but in the context, I can't phrase this. How do you...
I don't know. But anyway, Wanshi crosses her arms and leans back against the brain room door, which the guard really does not like, if her increased speed and mace brandishment is any indication. Okay, yeah, you say let's go right now. Your hype is contagious, even though you're completely faking it. She claps and bounds behind you to down the stairs.
Why did she lean on the door?
Because you were like, no, this is going. She's like, no, I want to go. A quick tug at her wrist pulls her out of the mace's trajectory as the guard chunks it at you from above. It thuds mightily against the wall by the door, and you both make it outside unbloodied. Checking behind you to confirm you're not being followed, you don't stop running till you're both safely around the corner. Are we gonna go meet B-Kid and they're gonna talk fanfic crap? Once she giggles through catching her breath.
Wow, that was a close one. Librarians, am I right?
Yeah. She grins and takes your hand.
Friggin', I started making Welcome to Night Vale joke, but then I was like, yeah, right, you don't. That's even worse than making a homesick joke, because you wouldn't get it at all. Probably.
Make it.
I
Librarians,
did-
am I right?
Yeah, but I didn't actually have a joke. I was just sitting here trying to think of a joke, was my point, and then I was like, well, why... Point is, librarians and Welcome to Night Vale are insane. And go listen to Welcome to Night Vale if you have not listened to that. It is a very strange and interesting podcast thing. Okay.
Or, instead of doing that, subscribe to our channel. Her channel, not my channel. But anyways. And watch all of her vids on replay, over and over. Especially the artsy-fartsy ones.
Yeah. Anyway.
Can you believe we only just met and already we're having bonding hijinks? I didn't think making a friend would be so simple.
Indeed.
I can't wait to hang out even more at the con.
Ah, her smile is a knife in your pusher. She's so excited about your budding friendship, and here you are gutlessly hiding the fact that you have no intention of taking her from one dangerous situation to another. Maybe you would have agreed if you were in a braver mood, but you just don't know if you're up for more life or death babysitting adventures right now. What you should do, probably, is get her home. You don't tell her any of this, of course. Instead, you agree and check Google Maps. The con is down the road to the left, the caverns are to the right. Leading her straight back home would be too obvious, so you take a meandering route. Everything you pass seems to impress her. The frankly bonkers range of architecture styles, the shivery cavernous plants, carnivorous, the burned-out wreckage of someone's hive, and the flickering starlight all around. She is observing a worm crossing the sidewalk.
Out here exposed, all squishy and brave, ooh?
When you point out a cool rock, eager to keep her wonderment going.
Really?
She puts a hand on her cocked hip.
You think we don't have rocks in the caverns?
Of
It's
course
literally a fucking cave.
Says
It's literally made of nothing but rocks.
No, the cavern is made of the empty space surrounded by rock. Duh. Dummy.
Oh. Try harder.
Well, get less goofy artwork.
Try harder, young one.
Hey, what's wrong with the artwork?
Not like her eyes were all like I know she's squinting and she's got her head to one side, but like I don't know, it just looks goofy to me.
I like it.
I know you do.
I know. Yeah.
She rolls her eyes at you, but she's still grinning. You accept the challenge and tell her there's something she's definitely never seen up ahead.
Bring it!
You lead the way. It's been a hot minute since you've been back over here. You're interested to see it again. Is it your spaceship? Still, the side jaunt feels like delaying the inevitable. You know she's going to be pissed at you when she realizes you tricked her, but you can't help wanting to show off more cool stuff while you can. Anything to see with that wide-eyed appreciation for any tiny new thing. What's left of your spaceship comes into view as you round the bend. There really isn't that much left to show off, but Wanchi is still into it. She runs over and starts inspecting the rubble. You wonder what happened to the freshly missing parts. Maybe Vickery has come back to scavenge some more.
Come back.
Shut up. Poop! Vicari!
Shit, Vickery.
You haven't talked to that guy in forever. You vowed to text him later tonight, but you still feel guilty.
It's fun to hear more about Vickery. The
Yeah.
other good, precious son character person.
And all we hear is that we've been neglecting him. We're good people. It's hard to juggle all these beautiful friends, even with how viscerally you crave them. You want to be good for everyone, but there are so many things that can mean. But there are so many things that can mean, and you've never stopped feeling like you're treading water. Whatever. Wanji emerges from the hole, clambering up on top of a black metal box and waving around some inscrutable rusty bullshit.
Oh, there's so many fiddly parts.
Little.
So many fiddly little parts. This was how you got here?
She observes you for a second or two, then nods her approval.
That's pretty cool.
Any old idiot can wreck a spaceship. It takes someone with brains to break out of the brooding caverns.
Well, when you put it that way, you're completely right, ooh.
She winks and pockets some of the pieces.
Are you ready to keep moving? I don't want to miss the meetup, and it's happening right after Horseroni jousting, which should be ending pretty soon.
You're not sure what to tell her. For some reason, Vickery won't leave your mind. Your sorry ass hasn't managed to keep up with all the friends you did earn. Maybe it's for the best that you're deciding to take her home. Her safety is more important than her liking you. You sigh and start to fess up. Even if she left here now, you're far enough away from the con grounds that she'd miss it. You were afraid to go, afraid she'd run off if you didn't stick with her, afraid not knowing what to do next.
You what? You made me miss my one chance to do something fun for a change. Just because you're too much of a scaredy purbeast to go on a fun nerd party?
It wasn't just that. You also wanted to keep her safe, to take her home. She stomps her foot in frustration, tears forming in the corners of her eyes.
Why do you think you can just make decisions for other people? Why don't you go home if that's so great? Wait, back up. Why is don't italicized?
Good question. You shut your mouth, words gone. She follows your gaze back to the wreck of your only shot out and winces.
I didn't mean... I know you can't... I just wanted...
She sits down in the grass, defeated. You sit too, a ginger distance away. No, her anger is fair. God, this sucks. You hadn't meant to deprive someone of a small joy here on this bitch of an Alternia.
Yeah, it's the worst.
She sighs and runs her claws along the tops of the spiny purple grass. After a few minutes of silence, she speaks.
Too late to do anything about it now. I'm still super angry with you. But I'm glad you were honest, I guess. Even if it took you too long. I'm not used to people being straight with me.
Everybody else is just gay.
What? I feel like the older everyone gets, the more they lie, or at least the more annoying it is when they don't expect you to notice when they're lying. It's not that I can super tell how old you are. Your alien physiology is a little inscrutable, but you know, more or less.
Your palm husk buzzes, interrupting your train of thoughts. You both look at your two new texts. Tagiri is...
Sasuke.
Okay. Are you sure you... Fucking... I don't know. Are you sure you don't want to come with boy?
Old man Sasuke.
Are you sure you still don't want to join? Things are beginning to get interesting over here, and you may have the privilege of seeing me at peak performance if you come by.
Stay put. There's a Clover Bear on the loose. I don't want you on the already very long casualty list.
It's Polar Bear.
Polar Bear.
You do a quick Google and holy shit! Social media is already on fire with the news of a con attraction getting free and mangling attendees left and right. The familiar ghostly feeling of a near miss shivers down your back.
Whoa.
Her eyebrows pull together as she works through the images she's seeing on the screen. What it could have meant for her. She's still a little teary from before.
I guess... Thanks? Not that you did it on purpose.
I did too. I'm psychic and shit.
But I guess maybe it worked out okay. I do love not being trampled. But it still sucks I didn't get to go make friends.
You don't want to be too presumptuous, especially after all that, but maybe this day might still be salvageable, new acquaintance-wise. Wanshi blinks back her disappointment and puts on an attempt at a smile.
Maybe. Might as well see.
What was she gonna do with her new friends? Maybe on the way back to the caverns you guys could talk about soldier purbeast or scary horse jousting or whatever else she wanted to do there. She stands up and crosses her arms, looking you over, her smile turning real.
You think you've got what it takes to roleplay?
No. You stand up too. You're super cool with roleplay. You've basically been doing that since you landed. So what's the deal again, you ask as you start walking your home? Magic cats?
Magic? What are you, some kind of wiggler?
I like magic.
No, there's no magic in soldier purbeast.
I mean, there is.
Yeah, I was honestly going to ask.
There's spirituality. She rolls her eyes at you and then hunches her shoulders. Claws spread, eyes darting from bush to bush along the sidewalk ahead of you.
Yeah, this just makes me think of somebody who did this fan comic of her assigning Lank to some character. And Link Googled it and he got mad. But I Googled it and I couldn't figure out what the fuck was even. And now I can't remember who the character was.
Okay.
I should have just asked you about it.
Yeah, should have.
Anyway.
Unless you mean power of your own wits, the sorcery of all your senses aligning at once and as you get ready to pounce, the hypnotic spell-like rhythm of your own pusher beating in time with your praise.
She straightens up and grins.
That kind of stuff, woo? Anyway, it's really fun. Let's play.
She's bounced back so fully. You get the feeling that not many people indulge her in this. It reminds you of your younger self, and your heart crunches up a bit. Fuck yeah, let's play. You mean heck? Heck yeah.
Don't patronize me.
Fuck yeah. Once she giggles.
Fuck yeah!
Okay, so...
That's my line.
Sorry.
Okay, so Little Lost You can be from the Space Cast. Let's call you Twinklepaw. I'll be Wild Wisp from the Solar Glare clan, woo?
She clearly seems to think you should be impressed or intimidated by this, but you don't really know what's going on. So you nod. Twinklepaw. Got it.
So you'll stumble upon me while I'm taking down a nut creature, scaring it away with your incompetence. Sound good?
She peppers her walk with skips, talking up a veritable storm of world building. Her voice gets low and rumbly when she quits setting the scene and gets into character.
Little one, what do you think you're doing setting Strutpaw in our territory? You've made me lose my creature feast. What do you have to say for yourself?
Ah, fuck, it's your turn. You didn't see where you were going. You're sorry, though. You know how hard it is to come by a good meal.
Fool, you think me so poor a tracker that I am hurt by such a loss? I can find another. I find offense only in that you clearly do not respect the bond between hunter and hunted. You blunder in and interrupt the sacred rhythm of my fangs, its neck, or its claws, my face. Now neither of us can know who would have prevailed. Who would have prevailed?
Ah, geez, you're still, really sorry about your strut paws? You're constantly sticking those into other people's sacred dances. Maybe there's some more nut guys over there. Why don't you stop walking, giving you a withering look? Ah, dirt.
What?
That's how you... Dirt is poop in warrior cats. The cats say dirt when they're saying shit.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Is that really the best you can do?
Yes. No! You'll try again. How dare this purbeast accuse you of such a thing? Your intentions are as noble as the wild pusher that thumps in your, bone cabinet. Wanshi bounces, hands in fists, grinning.
Oh, woo! A little over the top and not really a StarCast approach, but you're getting there.
You practice finding your soldier's characterization sweet spot, as you walk her home. You take the most direct route, but you let her stop to explain Purby's grooming habits, to breathe in the rotting perfume of a flower, and to appreciate yet another sidewalk-braving worm. Eventually, you reach the cave entrance you know. And standing under its eave is Linera, a very pissed-looking Linera, which isn't, your favorite mood for that particular friend.
What was my voice for her?
I don't know.
Where have you been? I said I'd be right back. Not hey, go run off and leave me to make excuses for you. Well, I'm back now, so you can get over it. I know you won't tattle. You don't want Bronya to know you lost track of me. Ooh. Watch yourself.
Linera glares fireballs at her and then turns to you, softening with the tiniest of bits.
Thank you for bringing the short one back. Do you want to come in?
You appreciate her politeness, but, you should go and let the jade settle down and everything. Plus, you have another friend you need to check up on. Before you can say another thing, say anything to Wanchi about how you hope she ended up having an okay time, she scurries off around the corner, calling back over her shoulder.
Wait, I have something I want to give you before you go.
So you wait. Linera keeps looking at you, arms still crossed.
You better be glad she's okay. If she got hurt, I could never... I mean, I would be in so much trouble. Oh.
You don't have to call her on secretly caring, because Wanshi comes running back with something in her hands, her hair bounding behind her.
Here! Read this, then maybe you'll come back. Maybe when you come back to visit me, you'll be a little more informed about the Soldier Purby's universe. Ooh. I only have one person to play with here, and he usually pretends he's too cool, like he doesn't absolutely love Purby's cast drama. You know, everybody was saying that Lank is the person who was playing with her, and my initial thought was actually Kariko. But I don't think Kariko would pretend to be too cool for it, so I guess it does make more sense if it's Lank.
Okay, but who the fuck is Lank?
The fucking Slytherin vampire guy who is fucking... He's a jade.
Okay.
And...
Have we met him?
No.
Okay, then. Good. Because I knew we had this conversation on the previous episode. I was like, I thought that was one of your mixed gender characters or whatever, but... Anyway. She bows a little as she offers the book to you. It is tattered with love.
It's my personal copy, but I think I can trust you with it, Twinklepaw. What do you say, oWo?
You clutch it to your chest and tell her you will guard it with all the honor and spitfire StarCast has to its hallowed name.
Oh. It's so sweet.
God, you are short.
Yeah.
I feel like I've said that many times.
I feel like, weird, because I feel like main character is drawn shorter than literally everyone, except I think he was actually drawn taller than Chixie one time, which is weird, because Chixie is older than, Wanchi, so that's just confusing.
Yeah. But anyway, we have successfully defeated yet another troll. The battle was glorious. And I hope everyone enjoyed it for all it was worth and all that crap.
Yep. And real quick, I'm gonna go over to Twitter, see what the polls say so far.
Okay.
Just cause blah, 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 blah. I know we're not recording till like tomorrow, but...
Yay. Furthermore, my crazy humans who exist out in the internet world. Actually, fuck it, I have nothing to say.
Nobody's voted for Pauser.
I'm sorry, but nobody cares about whoever the fuck that is.
Well, at least,
Fonzarelli.
at least Dara and Nike are, like, fucking ganging up on Marvis.
You don't...
Because everybody was like, play Marvis! And I was like,
Why don't you like Marvis?
because I've played his
He has
route.
an actual
Okay,
name.
No. Okay, so I've played his route already.
Yeah.
I don't dislike Marvis himself. He's actually kind of a chill dude. But his route is just fucking weird.
As
Literally
opposed to-
everything about it. No. Just you take way weirder than most of the. I'm trying to think. There might have been a route or two that was weirder than his, but not as consistently weird. Like, the other routes had a weird moment or two. His entire route is the weird moment.
Well.
Not looking forward to it. But anywho.
Well, goodbye, my strange purple human creatures.
Purple human creatures.
They are. I can sense their purpleness from here.
Bye, everybody.
Ba-da-ba-ba-dap-dap.